When I came to college, I very much came into like this period of darkness in my life. I came in very much searching for meaning, purpose, and significance from a lot of different things, from relationships, from grades in school, to clubs and other activities. And it was my freshman year of college here that I really came to experience Jesus. And I remember this one encounter I had with him. He just spoke to me and he said, you know, true meaning, purpose, and significance, it comes from me and nothing else. And whenever I learned that truth, it just completely ripped my life apart. You know, I had this perfect plan for me. It was, you know, I was an accounting major. You know, I was going to go to law school and lead this really successful life. But whenever Jesus spoke to me, he just ripped apart my whole plan for my life. And that left me really confused. I didn't know, you know, what that meant for me, what goals or what career he had in store for me. And then a few months after that, I ran across an article online about human trafficking and slavery. And I was really intrigued by it. I'd never heard anything about it before. And so I checked out this documentary. It's called The Dark Side of Chocolate. And my first thought was, oh, dark chocolate. I love dark chocolate. So I'll watch it. Whenever I watched it, it was not about dark chocolate at all. It was about slavery in Ghana. And I heard the story of this little boy who was sold into slavery at a very early age. And his story just completely broke my heart. And you know, as I read more and more stories like his, you know, I learned about the 30 million people who are enslaved today. And I remember in particular this little girl in upstate New York. She was talking about her time in a brothel, and she said, you know, in that brothel, I was really beginning to believe that rape is what my life was meant for, that God had nothing else in store for me. She said I was even beginning to feel like I wasn't even a real person. And I just thought to myself, you know, how do I respond? You know, as a Christian, what do I say to a little girl who believes in her bones that she was created by God to be raped? You know, so the more I learned, the more I read, the more I found that Jesus has so much he wanted to say to that little girl. And the more I saw other people's stories, I saw this that common theme, that little girl's story is echoed everywhere, you know, from New York to a story I read in Ghana to India to California. And so slowly this plan became, I guess, clear to me. That as I read about this brokenness in the world, as I read about people who are living without hope, I saw God placing in me this passion and this call to be involved in his work to restore that hope. And I got the chance a few months after I first learned about slavery to attend a conference in California. I went with a few friends here from school, and we heard a company called Not For Sale. They presented this 2-day conference on slavery, and the founder, David Batstone, he was talking, and he said, you know, as Christians, we really have to be leading on this work. It makes no other sense for any other group to be on the forefront of abolition. And me and my 4 friends, we believe that wholeheartedly. So we came back here, and we decided to help spread the Not For Sale's message, to help spread God's message of abolition here on this campus. And so we started this organization called Carry the Fire. And what we aim to do is we aim to target, to go after the economic vulnerabilities that lead people to be enslaved. We aim to work upstream with companies like Not For Sale, who look at situations where communities have no chance. They have no other opportunity for money, for income, for support for their families, except to sell their children into slavery. There was a little girl in India whose parents sold her to a sex trafficker so they could buy a color TV for their home. And it's like these stories that just leave you so heartbroken. That's what Carry the Fire aims to do, is we aim to provide other opportunities for people, for those without hope. And ultimately our goal, my personal goal, is to point this all back to Christ. My name is Brett Tucker. I am free, I am fearless.
There is power